Here's the brand new offering from Wurkkos. This is the HD03 little tiny light, and man, this packs a punch. 680 lumens on its high setting, 180 mega throwout beam, multi-color RGB lights, and it weighs only 49 grams, making it absolutely lightweight. There you have the various different lumen ratings and expected battery life up on the rear. Check it out. This is an IPX6 rating, 1.5 mega drop rating. It's got strobe, SOS, and beacon modes. And this is a little ripper of a light. If you're interested in this, check out the link I'll leave for you in the description of this video. My name is John, and this is Gel Reviews. Please subscribe. Inside the box, you will get the HD03, you get a user manual, you get a USB-C charge cable, and you get a little supplied lanyard. And that is everything that comes supplied with the Wurkkos HD03. I do just want to plug the manual just for a moment. Wurkkos writes some really easy to follow guides. The pictures are really clear and easy to follow. So good job to Wurkkos for making this very simplistic to read and to follow when you're trying to work out how to use their lights. So this flashlight has one of these clip designs. It's extremely tiny. You can hide it like that. It can be clipped on to shirt, backpacks, anything that is clippable. It has a magnet in the rear here. So the magnet is actually surprisingly strong. It has a little hole in the back, and that is where you can attach your lanyard. Just loop it through that hole if that's how you like to carry your little lights. That's got the ability to do that with this one. Up on the front, you have the Wurkkos logo right there. Another cool feature is just how it's designed. You can actually just sit this down flat up on the table in front of you, or obviously clip it onto whatever you want to, but I think that's a pretty cool feature. Just the fact that it can just stand up and you can direct it at whatever you need to direct it, like so. USB-C charging port right up at the top of the flashlight. The main operating switch is upon its left-hand side when you're looking from the rear. Upon the other side, you have a selector switch between spotlight and floodlight on the base. Up on the front, you have a central spotlight, and then it's got a number of lights around as your floodlight. It has some sort of striations that go across, and the whole flashlight does actually feel like a nice quality unit. At only 49 grams, this thing is surprisingly light, but it feels extremely well made. This has a battery indicator light, and that's up on the side here. So when you turn it on, if it's green, that's 50 to 100% battery life left. If it's orange, that's 20% to 50% left. And if it's red, that is below 20% and time to charge it up. Let's just take a look at the UI on here because it's extremely simple. You got one button to control it all, and then you have a spotlight or floodlight mode. So pretty much you just press it once. This is our spotlight right there and floodlight there. So it's as simple as that. Now let's just take a look at all of the different light settings and light modes. And I've just got it set to spotlight mode here. This has various states of illumination. It's got a moonlight mode. When you just press it once, that's not moonlight mode, that's low mode. To get moonlight mode, you're going to hold it down, and that's 1 lumen right there. 1 lumen will last you about 36 hours. And then you press it once to turn it off. I like flashlights to have an easy to find moonlight mode so you don't accidentally turn it on to its bright setting. So once again, moonlight mode, hold that down for 1 second, and that's it right there. Next up, we have our low mode. So to get low mode, you just press it once, and that is 20 lumens. You can expect about 7 hours and 40 minutes of runtime in low mode. Now to put it up to medium mode, you're going to hold it down, and that's the way the Wurkkos UI works. You kind of hold it down to chuck it up to its next setting. Our next setting is medium mode. That's 110 lumens. You can expect about 2 hours and 10 minutes runtime on its medium mode. Next up will be its high mode. And this is 320 lumens, and that's already starting to get quite powerful. 1 hour and 20 minutes runtime in its high mode. And then the final mode is the turbo mode. There it is, already very bright, 680 lumens, and you can expect 1 hour and 10 minutes runtime in its turbo mode with this tiny HD03. One press will simply turn it off. When we set it to floodlight mode, The settings cycle in exactly the same way. If we want our Moonlight mode, we simply hold it for a second. There you go. We hold it and then it goes to low, medium, high, or turbo in its floodlight mode. Now there is an option to be able to switch it to turbo mode quickly. The light has to be on in the first place, and it's simply double pressing the main operating button. And that is turbo mode straight up. One click to revert back to its lower setting. To get to strobe mode, the light has to be on, and then it's a triple click of the button. You have your strobe mode. We double click it, and that'll change it now to its SOS mode. Double click it again, and now we have a beacon mode. Very handy and all very bright as well. One press and it goes back to its light setting, one press and then off. And now finally, I want to show you the fun features of the WD03. That's its RGB mode. To get into that mode, we're going to press the side button twice and it'll go into whatever RGB color it last turned off in. In this case, it's kind of a bluish color. Don't know if you can see that on camera. To cycle through your different range of colors, it's stepless cycling. So that just means you hold the button down and it will begin to change across its many different color ranges. Now, the way this works is, let's just say I wanted to get to a red. Whoops, I skipped over it. You press it again and then it backwards cycles until you get to your desired red color. And so, you hold it down to go one way, and if you miss it, you hold it down again and it'll reverse back. So I think that's a pretty cool way of getting to your desired color range. Now, next up is the fun features. When you double press this, it will start to flash in the RGB color that you had it in. So in this case, it's a red color. Then when you double click it again, it goes into what I call the police mode. Okay, that's your red and blue lights, so you can have a bit of fun and pretend you're a police officer and pull over some cars. I'm just joking. Double press it again. Now it's going to cycle through all of your various different RGB color palettes, as you can see there. Double click it again. And this is where it gets a bit fun. Don't know how well you can see this on camera, but the lights start to cycle around really interestingly. And it's like a disco party going on as you just see it going in an anti-clockwise direction. It's pretty cool and funky in my opinion. Press it twice again. Then you got another variation of a blue swirl. Double press it again. And then it starts to breathe in all of its various different RGB light colors. And this final fun setting is another rotation where it changes its color palette as it cycles rapidly in an anti-clockwise direction. And then it's back to its flashing RGB color on whatever light setting you had previously. And then the final feature on the UI is a locking option. To lock this light, you triple click it. You will get two flashes and now it's locked. Anytime you press the button, it says, "Hey buddy, I am locked." To unlock it, you triple click it again and then it's on and then you can turn it off. So that is the UI on the Wurkkos HD03. Very, very clever. Loads and loads of options built into this tiny light using nothing more than simply one operating button and the option to change it to spotlight or to floodlight. Simply brilliant and extremely bright. Okay, let's test the light settings in my alleyway. Let's chuck it up to Moonlight mode. There we go. 1 lumen light setting. Let's put it into low mode. This is 20 lumens. Let's chuck it up into medium mode. This is 110 lumens. Let's chuck it up into its high mode. This is 320 lumens. And then turbo. And that is 680 lumens. right here in this alleyway. Now we'll just compare the spotlight mode with the floodlight mode. I'll switch it over to floodlight mode. This is it. This is its low setting. This is the medium setting, high setting, and turbo setting right there. That's floodlight. I'll just show this one more time, just in a different location. This is its moonlight mode. You probably can't see it too much here. In spotlight mode, let's put it into low, medium, high, and turbo. Let's try floodlight mode. This is low. This is medium. This is high. And this is turbo. So the spotlight is definitely a lot more focused, as you can see, but flood works just as well when you don't need it to be so focused upon, you know, as a spotlight normally does. So that is the brand new Wurkkos HD03. I think it's a little ripper of a light, and little is definitely the word. It is tiny, but it is a powerful, tiny little light. Loads of different options built into this. Wurkkos are very, very clever. They're breaking molds, I think. Every new light they're releasing is a new iteration. It's another evolution in just, you know, their innovative designs and lights that they've got available. So if you're interested in this, check out the link I'm leaving for you in the description of this video. Thank you very much for checking it out, and I'll catch you on the next one.